Hello everybody, Erica Serwin here, and welcome to the Tutorial Bundle blog hop. As you know, I am part of an amazing group of designers that have come together to put 12 tutorials together to offer to our customers. And this month, February, we're kicking off the next round of 6 months, and we wanted to do a blog hop so that you guys can see some of what we do, but also we wanted to showcase the products that we're using in our tutorial. Now, this project that I show you today is not what you will get in the tutorial. It's something different. This is to help you look and see what products I am using and how versatile they are. I decided to use the Avant Celebration stamp set, and the funny story is that when I first looked at the Celebration catalog, I looked at it and didn't even stop. Meh, not for me. Flip the page. Nope, meh, didn't want it. But then I ended up getting it because I was seeing some amazing things on Pinterest, and since I've gotten it, I can't stop using it. It is really a fun, beautiful set, and it's got 3 great sentiments in it. Also, if you're interested, this Friday, February 3rd, I'm going to be doing a Facebook Live where I'm going to show you 3 more projects using the Avant-Garde. So make sure you have joined my Facebook group. All right, so let's get started. I made 2 coordinating projects today that feature the Avant-Garden stamp set, and I am going to run you through how to make both of them. I've done some things ahead of time so that this video won't be an hour long. So please forgive me for not showing you every single step, but I think some of it you can figure out. It's pretty easy. Let's start with a card. You're going to need a pool party card base and a piece that is 4 inches by 5 1/4, and I embossed it with a Petal Burst embossing folder, which looks like this. And I decided I'm going to use it so that it's debossed. The embossing part is facing away from me. And I wanted to add a little bit of excitement to that embossed image. So I'm going to take my pool party stamp pad. I'm going to squeeze it up a little bit to get some ink there. And then I'm going to take my aqua painter and squeeze some water. And then I'm just going to flick. You can do it like this, or you can flick it like this. And I like to do this. It gives it just a little bit of subtlety, subtle color in there, and splatter is always fun to do. All right, so there we have that. And we're going to set that aside for a few minutes to dry. And let me just wipe that clean with my hand because I don't have anything else. All right, so let's do the stamping. I'm going to use Pool Party, and I'm going to use this solid stamp image, and I'm just going to stamp it in the middle because we're going to punch it out with a circle punch in a minute. And then an old olive stem like that. Let's see, there we go. All right, now the 1 3/4 circle, I'm going to punch it. Let's see, did I push it too far? Nope, perfect. All right, now I'm going to stamp the sentiment in basic black, and I'm going to stamp it on vellum. And the stamp says happy birthday wishes, but I just wanted the happy birthday part. So I'm going to take a Post-it note, and I've torn it in half because it's not quite straight across. We've got to kind of bend it over to cover the letters that we don't want inked. Now you'll have to forgive me if I don't get this perfect in the video, because honestly it took me a couple of tries to get it perfect when I did it the first time. Even us professionals, if you want to call me that, we still have to try several times, sometimes, to get things right. All right, so basic black, and I'm going to just stamp it very carefully on the vellum. All right, well, we'll take it. It didn't go all the way down, but I think that'll do for now. The StazOn, our basic black archival ink is great, but it doesn't dry as fast as I need it to dry. So I'm going to heat it with the heat tool just to set it on this vellum. I don't ever have to do that with my black except on vellum for some reason. All right, now I'm going to take my circle punch again, I kind of put it, let's see, I want it, yeah, I think I want it across the middle. All right, I'm going to cut it out, and then I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm just going to cut straight across. And you could use your paper trimmer too for this. All right, and I'm going to add some fast fuse all the way across, so you really won't be able to tell because it's all the way across. If it was just a little bit of fast fuse, you might be able to see it. But I do find that fast fuse is the best adhesive to use with our vellum. And there you have it. Now I'm going to take a little bit of Wink of Stella and add it just a little bit to those edges of the petal. Be careful because your Wink of Stella will spread that ink. It will act as an aqua painter. And if you don't want it to do that, you need to make sure you stay right in those concentrated areas. All right, so let's go back over now to our embossed piece. I have cut out using the largest stitched circle framelit. I have cut it from a Little Foxy DSP, and you can see how much I have used this paper. It's great. It's got lots of Pool Party, Smoky Slate, and Calypso Coral in it. Isn't it beautiful? I'm almost needing a new one because I've used almost all of it. All right, so I'm going to put this circle here with some dimensionals. And again, this was cut with the largest circle from the Stitched Shapes framelits. Now I want to add what I call a little nest of thread here. And by doing that, there's not an exact science, but this is how I do it. I put some adhesive on the back of whatever is going to cover it. And then I get it and I wrap it about 4 or 5 times around my 4 fingers. I don't know, maybe 6 times, depending on how much you want. And then, let's see, we want to make sure it sticks out up the side here. So I'm going to just take this blob and kind of stick it down on here. And I don't want it perfect. I want it messy. But I want this one spread out. I don't want it twisted. So I'm going to see if I can spread that out. Well, I don't really like that guy. He's wanting to stick together. So you know what? We're just going to cut him off. There we go. All right, so we've kind of got him all spread around, kind of crazy. And I'm going to stick the end in because I don't like the end sticking out. All right, so we've got that stuck down. And let's get a couple more dimensionals. Stick this down here like that. Perfect. All right, the last thing I added were a few Pool Party epoxy shapes. These come in color families, and so this is the Subtles pack. And I just added a few sprinkles on there. All right, now we want to put it on our card base, and guess what? A few more dimensionals. If you are a regular follower of my blog, you know that I go through quite a bit of Stampin' Dimensionals. They are my favorite adhesive by far, and I love to have lots and lots of layers. All right, there we go. And we're just going to put that down right there. And there you have it. A fun birthday card. All right, now let's make the birthday treat box to go with it. This is the baker's box, and it looks like this. Maybe I need to clean up my area a little bit. Get all of this out of the way. It looks like this, and you actually need to cut 2 of them when you cut them out. And it also has a few little pieces in there that you can use to cut out either a slit or holes here on the top lip. So that's what I did. All right, we're going to create kind of a pattern paper look on this. And so I'm going to take my same stamp again, and I'm just going to stamp it in all different directions. In Pool Party, ink on Pool Party cardstock. I have used this specific flower stamp so many times in so many colors. It is really the possibilities are quite endless. All right, now we're going to stamp the middle of these flowers with basic black, and these are just the stamen, I think is what they're called, if I remember from my elementary science days. Do you remember labeling the parts of the flower, the parts of the plant? All right, we're gonna go all through here, and you could really substitute any color for this. If you wanted to keep with a monochromatic feel, you could go with just maybe a darker blue, and then it would all blend together beautifully. All right, before we put this together, make sure I don't have any ink on my hands. We're going to need to burnish all these score lines. And this one has quite a few, so you've got to make sure you have got them all right. And this guy goes in, the one in the middle, and this guy goes out like that. And we want to make sure we get these. These are the hardest ones to get folded once you have it put together. Now I'm going to use tear and tape on this project. You always want to use a really strong adhesive on your 3D projects, or they will fall apart before you even can get them to the person who they're designated for. And I really like tear and tape on these skinny tabs because they're like exactly the right width. And you don't have to worry about getting adhesive all over the place. Now, if you notice, tear and tape is called tear and tape because you don't need scissors for this. You can just tear it right off. All right, let's peel those off and line that up over here. Press it down, and now we're going to come over here, peel these off. Now, something you could do here on these little flowers is go back and add some Wink of Stella to each of them. That would add a lot of shimmer to your project. Now, notice I'm just folding this down flat, and they will line up perfectly. All right, so I'm going to fold these in, and these are designed to kind of snap together like that, but that's not enough adhesive for me. I need to make sure that this guy's not going anywhere. So I'm going to again add some tear and tape to each of the little flaps, because if I put heavy candy in here, I don't want for the bottom to fall out accidentally. That would be very sad for everybody. It would be a waste of good, delicious candy or cookies or whatever we put in here. All right, there we go. Push that down in. And then you're just gonna kind of squeeze those in and they go together beautifully. Now I'm gonna tie it together with a coordinating Pool Party satin ribbon. Don't you just love Stampin' Up! Because everything matches. You don't need to try to guess, and does this blue go with this blue? Does this green go with this green? They all are labeled and you know exactly what color you need. So if I'm using Pool Party ink and Pool Party cardstock, I know I can look in the catalog and see, okay, what ribbon? Do we have a Pool Party ribbon? And yes, in fact, we do. And you can kind of plan your projects that way. If there isn't an embellishment that matches what you want to do, then you can kind of change your colors so that you do have the ribbon or the whatever embellishment that you need. All right, so if I can get my bow straight. It's hard to do this when there's nothing in it because nothing is holding it down. There we go. All right, trim those off and let's make the tag. This time I decided to bring in another product to make the tag, and it's a new in the Occasions, the 2017 Occasions catalog called That's the Tag Bundle, stamps and matching framelits, and we're going to use this framelit and this stamp. Okay, let's do basic black for the frame. Oh, I just moved that. Let's try that again. Straight up, straight down when you're stamping. All right, and now we want to get that beautiful blue flower again, right in the middle. And this time for my stem, I'm going to only ink part of it because I only want to get the stem to go there. So you can see I use my hand because I have nothing else here, but you want to give it a good scrub, and then you can lay it on your ink pad just as far down as you want it to go. There we go. All right, and one last thing. Oops, my stamp's coming off. A little petal on the side. And there we have it. Now I didn't put a sentiment on here because we've already said happy birthday on the card. So we don't need to say happy birthday again. You could, but you don't have to make that extra added step. Now I'm using the magnetic platform to cut this out, and it's gonna go right around that cute little frame. And it's even gonna cut a hole in it for us, like that. Beautiful, right? All right, now that hole is perfect if we're gonna tie it on, but I'm gonna cheat, and I'm gonna just use a dimensional, which I'll show you in a second. But before I do that, I wanna add some more Wink of Stella. This is the clear Wink of Stella, in case you were wondering. It is a great way to add glitter and glimmer to your projects without getting glitter all over the place. That is always a bonus. All right, so I told you I'm going to cheat a little bit here. And instead of tying something through that tag, I'm going to put my dimensional here and here. And I'm going to slide this just barely underneath that bow. And it will be mostly covered up by the bow. So you can see that. It looks like it's hanging on there, doesn't it? But it's not. It's cheater. All right, there you have it, you guys. I hope you liked it. Let's look at this first one because I like the happy birthday better on that one. All right, I hope you like it. Make sure you hop around to the other designers and see what projects they've designed for you. And remember, on my blog, you can get the tutorial bundle for free with a $50 Stampin' Up! Order. You can subscribe and get it for $15 a month, or you can join my team because my team always gets these for free. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks so much.